Hello, everybody. Welcome to the team call. It's Monday, December 9th, and we're thrilled to be coming together tonight. It's almost mid-month. It feels like such a magical time, full time, and it's just wonderful to come together to celebrate and connect and have discovery. We've got a lot of really good stuff tonight, and so thank you so much for being here. We're going to share a couple of fun inspiring stories about fellow specialists and what's happening, what they're doing, what they're learning. We're going to talk about what you can do this week that will feel empowering and will also enliven your business in the midst of the busy time. And then I'll be sharing a really juicy exercise. I had a table at a really amazing day-long women's health and business event all day. It was called Soul Level Success. And there were many seminars and outbreaks, but there was one in particular that I felt like sharing. So I'm going to go through a little bit of that, and we'll do more in depth later. Then we'll close with some Q&A. So let's start with who's here. Melissa, Alice, Kristen, Leslie, and Alex Ferguson is here. It's her first call, and she just came on a couple weeks ago. She came on at the $5.99, and I know you saw her welcome post that her mentor and my dear friend Nia posted, but she's here in New York, and it's super, super exciting that she is launching. So thrilled to have you, Alex.
Thank you. We're excited to be here.
Welcome.
Yeah. So Leslie, let's tell a couple of our stories briefly of the ones that we are aware of, and invite anybody else on the call to share something that they've learned or are doing or know about that will help everybody to learn.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Kristen's on the call, and very cool. Abby Mesner, who has just been skyrocketing, rocking her business, and has been doing some private coaching with Danielle Redner, and has got huge goals to close out the year, is having a really cool event at her house tonight. And it is a fundraiser that she's doing for the Cheer Squad. And she got the high school, to announce what she was doing over the loudspeaker today. And I think that the announcement over the loudspeaker really got people kind of talking about it a little bit more. And then I looked on Facebook, and people were sharing the invite more as the party was approaching. There was a mom like, hey, anybody want to carpool with me over to this? And it was just it's just really neat the way she's running her business. She's really using the fundraisers. She's got a virtual event going on right now that's a follow-up to another one that she did. And she's really making it very personalized. She wants to put another book out. Abby's a published author, and she has another book that's coming out. So she's mixing a lot of her own personal, non-ever related stuff now into the virtual event that she's doing. And she's really starting to create relationships within that event and letting people take a look into her kind of just, beyond the skincare, right? And the styles. So just really impressed with the way she's, kind of the very layered approach that she's taking to her business right now, and cannot wait to hear how her fundraiser goes tonight. And I just think anytime you can get, your school, if you have a friend at an elementary school or at a high school, and they can, they're loved like Abby is, and so active and so helpful, hey, that school is going to be more than happy to give the fundraiser that you're doing a little extra shout out. My daughter told me they mentioned all of the brands. I think they mentioned both Stella and .Ann Ever, and it just got people chatting, which I think is awesome. So just another really clever, easy thing that you can do just to help spread the word. And it's free. There's no cost to her, obviously, to have that done. So we'll report back. We'll have her do another great live and tell us how that event went. So super, super proud of the work she's doing. And Kristen is on the call. Kristen is, I think you're on the walk. Kristen is Abby's upline and her incredible mentor and leader. And just those two have just done an amazing job together of really building their businesses out. So anyway, way to go, Kristen and Abby.
I got chills when you told me that today, because I've never heard of that. And I said, that is brilliant.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. It's social proof. It gets, all the teens talking. It is just so smart. And it's a lot of what, we're talking about later in this call, and also what the whole new model is integrating. It's you do you. You and your life, and exactly, what's working, what's not working in your life, and making you are your business, right?
Right.
So I have a short story on Katie Clapper, who is in Colorado. She's got her 5 children, 2 of which are twins. And she has had just a beast of a time in all kinds of different ways, and is really jonesing to have a couple of events and is just unable to attend or hold them. So luckily we were talking today, and last month she had attended, had a table event last month, but then she also attended a very large networking organization. And so she met a lot of new people. So we were talking about how to leverage that and invite, like her time is during a couple hours during the school day. So how many coffees can she book with those people over this next week, and have it, not be like a sit down to try ever, unless that is an obvious connection, but a business coffee, along the lines of, I want to learn about your business, because everyone at this networking group has a business, or is looking to build business. So people are of the mind of like, let's meet and chat. How can I help you? What can I learn about you? How can you help me? We're each going to come with specific asks, and learn how we can leverage our networks for each other, because new is the key, and any one person really has the potential to open up a whole world to us. So it helps us expand mentally and physically in that way. So that's what she's focusing on. And for the meetings this week, next week, and then mostly booking out January. And there was that Darren Daily that I posted earlier, Darren Hardy Daily, about booking out January and how to start January running, as opposed to coming out of the clouds over the first week and then starting to like book things, and people are already pushing things to February. So that really kind of like lit her back up, because she was feeling, as a lot of the trap can be, kind of weighted by the holidays and overwhelmed already and behind, and all of that can be really a mental construct. But that was her device. As Abby's device is what we just heard. We all have things at our fingertips that are personal to us and what we've been up to over the last few months, what we want to be up to, that we can engage in now and get that empowerment and energy back in the business, right?
I love that so much. And
right.
When we got these, like when we have new programs that'll be really cool for customers coming up in January, I'm just be thinking now about what you have to offer, in that world to them. I met a woman at a networking event who was speaking at the event and started a nonprofit, and she bought a youthful eye cream. And I think she'll have a wonderful, reaction, and she'll love it. And so I'm going to try to book something with her in January and just get it on the book and get some rewards going for her right away. So just kind of be thinking of any of your newer clients right now too. Like, what could you turn around and get on the books right now in January?
Right.
It's
and
easy.
If you think of if you take networking events, maybe you're invited to a lot of holiday parties. Same deal, meet the new people, chat up the new people, find out what everyone does. That's something that I started doing at table events. Instead of just, what skincare are you into? I'll try to find out what everybody does, for the purpose of either collaborating or cross-promoting or cross-referring or whatever it is. That's an important part to what we do.
I had lunch today with the prospect who is very lightly involved with another skincare company, but had heard of Keep and loves Keep and wants to come on because of Keep. So the world, right? So the world that we're opening up, ourselves to now is just so different than what we had before. And so I would really encourage people, over the holidays, and we'll talk about this more in a separate call, but to, talk to your family. It's kind of like it's like a day one thing, right? So over the holidays, when you're talking to family and friends and hanging out, use that time to sort of practice. Those are your people that you practice your new language on, and how you're talking about this opportunity and what's truly setting us apart now from everyone else. And there's much that's setting us apart. So really cool. Like, the more we get into it, the more we start talking about it, the more exciting it gets.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Before we go into the exercise part, does anyone else have a cool story to share about something for yourself or a team member that you've noticed that is a win?
Hey, Alice.
Oh, wait.
Alice, are you there?
She's muted.
Oh, she's muted. Hey.
It's a little slow. I'll try to, there we go. Okay.
team member Kim did a really cool vendor event.
Yes. I was thinking about talking about that. She
Yeah.
did a vendor event. So this is her second annual event at her house, and she wants to keep it going every year. So she invites women entrepreneurs kind of like ourselves, you know, a lot of the names that are familiar to you, 31 Gifts, even Monat, believe it or not, but you know, just the hair side, all kinds of, you know, gift items, jewelry, clothes, and then her and Cindy went ahead and put a table of Ever and the Stella holiday edit items out, and people loved it. They had really good response, good feedback, and they took a few orders, and they're going to follow up with some people who are very, very interested, possibly even an opportunity. So this is something really cool that, you know, she wants to continue, and that's something that I really, really wanted to do myself a month or two ago, but I just could not.
Right.
So that's something that definitely think it doesn't have to be a big thing. She does have quite a few. I think I forgot. She usually tries to do between 10 and 12, which is quite a bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm even thinking about trying to figure out a date myself, just to do a stop and open house.
Valentine's Day would be great.
Yeah, well, even right before Christmas, for the last minute rush, for people like, oh my gosh, I forgot this person, I forgot that person.
Yeah.
And I figured I'll just have open hours for 2 nights back to back.
Nice.
And for that people to text me if they want to stop in, that I'll be here.
Love it. And that's exactly what, you know, Danielle Redner's been talking about. It's just like booking stuff really tight, and you're just, you know, and you always do a great job with that, but I think that's brilliant.
Yeah, the last minute crowd is real.
Very real.
Yes.
Real deal. Also thinking into January, thinking about booking up January, Alex, Nia, and I are going to collaborate on an event that we're going to call, because Alex has a wellness business.
Yeah.
She is a health coach. So it's called Pampered and Professional. Like 2020 Mind, Body, and Income. Well and Working It. These are some of the flyer wordings that we're having, but we're collaborating, you know, take various strengths of your team or people that you're courting to be on your in your organization, and create wellness-driven, income-driven events for January, when the mindset of everybody's going to shift to how to improve and how to make all of the money that they just spent.
Where are you guys going to hold? Is that going to be at a gym or where would you do that?
It's going to be, Nia lives in this incredible building.
Okay.
That has all these cool spaces. So it's going to be there. Otherwise, a gym, a yoga studio could be great option. Even someone's conference room.
Yeah.
Because it's going to just, you know, be a lot of talking. It doesn't necessarily have to be.
So wellness businesses, right? I mean, and you had Pampered and Professional, Well, and Working It. Just kind of some cool. I love those names.
Yeah, I mean, Nia is an incredible marketing. You know, like her. Yeah. I don't know if you can see it, but the flyer she's making is like gorgeous.
Oh my gosh!
Like wellness in the workspace.
Yeah.
We'll have, you know, we could have a station for mini facials. Anyway, we're forming that, but get creative. You know, the sky's the limit on what you can do. But think about education around social retail being top, because it'll be there in the flesh and blood to point to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And I wanted to
Alex, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I love what you guys are like doing. It's great.
That was so cool, Alice. So inspiring. Okay.
I started a little something that's getting kind of some traction that was sparked from an idea from Leslie about just in terms of the rebranding, because I'm very direct in life and in general. So people expect direct from me, and people actually respond to direct from me. And that's not the same way with everybody. But I've started my own I'm the Boss series. And so once a week, I'm showing something related to the business where I'm taking care of myself. And I'm very tongue-in-cheek because I'm like straight out of Saturday Night Live in general. As you guys get to know me, I'm just really slapstick a lot of times. But I'll go on about my boss and how great she is. And at the end, I say, I love my boss. P.S. I am the boss. And people are messaging me that they love it and they think that that is really funny. But I'm doing it all with a wellness bent. So like I did the rose gold facial, and I said it was work day in my pajamas and it was facial day at the office. And everyone thought that that was really, really funny. And then today I snuck like 45 minutes at the pool. And so I took a picture at the pool with my Crush It backpack and my towel rolled up and my hat from Glam. And I'm not really saying anything other than I love being my own boss, but I'm teeing it up with that taking care of yourself kind of aspect. And I'm going to keep doing that all the way through December, so that then all the people, and everyone says like all the people that comment and like it, follow up with them. And sometimes I'm like, great, that's like 4 people. But people are saying funny things to me when they see me about it. So that wellness aspect of just showing that I'm doing that for myself and that I love being my own boss, that's where I'm going to grow my message in January from. So that's not like I'm just new year, new you, swinging the golf club, because that's really not like very me. So I think if you can find a way to take whatever people are, you know, come to know you personality wise and start that message now,
Absolutely.
then I think it's more effective when everyone else is really doing that in January, because I think everyone's going to be having that message. So that's my wacky Suzanne tip of the week.
No, that's really smart. I love that.
That is
That's
cool.
awesome.
And I got a couple of sales, I think, like pending out of it too. So,
well, there you go. Proofs in the pudding.
Didn't ask for them. Yay.
Very nice.
Awesome.
Good job. I love that.
And then, so as a segue into the outlay of this exercise that I got so very much out of, there's also, there's this idea of if people are in a state of overwhelm, if it's just like, if the holidays really are like weighing you down, and I've talked to some people who have kind of a mental cloud and they just feel stuck. And I think the key to that is being like really giving yourself a lot of peace and self-love and kindness, and saying, you know, we're going to start, it's going to be like, it's helpful to think that we're all going to start day one, January 1st. Mm-hmm. And I know that sometimes in asking people, referring people to the brand, it can be like, well, I haven't referred someone in so long, I don't know how to launch anyone. So it can shut down a sponsoring conversation, or even like sales or reach outs. So the key there is like, let's all go through, and we'll do this together. Let's launch as if we just signed up, all of us, again in January, because there'll be a bit of a new process. We can all go through it just like day one. And then having just gone through it, we can feel super confident about, you know, presenting all the new tools to someone who's brand new. So that's part of the plan. And then under the belly of that is some deeper personal work. So part of what this event was yesterday was really getting to this idea that you are your business. And it was about, I'm just going to read some of my notes. I'll read the questions of the exercise with the caveat that we're going to do it in a much deeper way in the beginning of January. But I think as you listen to these questions, you can jot some down or just listen. And it's a really good time this week to also do some preparatory, you know, soul searching and discovery, so that you can really be in a place where you're arriving somewhere new as the company arrives somewhere new in January. So my one of my kind of event mentors who I've been having events with for a long time, her name's Monica, and she's here in New York. And she led this exercise and she created it. So, you know, she said right now, going into the new decade, 2020 is very powerful. Right now is the perfect time to really define what it is that you want. And she said, if you are able to feel the desire, you're ready to hold the reality of it in your life. But there's layers that you need to really explore. It's not just like jump from A to Z. So really ask and explore. The first step is explore what is not working out for you in your business and your life. And it's always answering the two questions. Where do you feel less than satisfied? What's frustrating? What feels like it's creating limitations? And really do all of this with zero, as like detaching from judgment, just observation mode. Ask these questions and look and feel and try to answer them. Really allowing yourself to tune in and notice the different parts of life where this kind of sensation is your experience. Then the understanding, how does it show up? How does it show up externally? How does it show up internally? What does it look like externally? Describe it. And then how is it showing up on a daily basis? How often does this show up to you and in what ways? Especially, what are you feeling about it? How does it make you feel? Even if it's something you're essentially doing, how does it make you feel? And what does it make you think? What do you say to yourself about it? And what do you say to others in conversation? So again, give the space to listen and ask, this story that I'm finding showing up in all these areas of my life, is it an old story? Have I been telling this story to myself and to others for a long time? And most importantly, can I pinpoint when it started and perhaps why? And sometimes things happen and our brain just attaches to it, and our brain will just go on loop, and we're just recreating the same kind of messaging and therefore the same results in any kind of part of our life. So we do have a lot more control over the messaging of our brain, much more than we realize. So this hit me like a ton of bricks when she said this. She said, sometimes we're not able to accept what we really want because there's not enough room. Because our beliefs and our patterns are so set up, we're not even likely aware of them, hold us where we are. And then we want and want and want against it, and we're just held and held because there's literally no room. Because trying to create something new, a new business, a new level of that business that you've been in, a personal or life goal, it just won't fly. And you'll end up affirming those beliefs. So anything is possible with both, with the being and the doing together. So it's a discovery and then an infusion and a marriage. So then the remembering phase, what feels off, what's missing from the aspects of your work, what's missing from the aspects of your life. And that can be like self-care, relationships, level of satisfaction, joy, and peace. Any way you can define that. Remembering what past experiences have you gone through that have caused major internal and external shifts that have impacted you, because everything is important. It could be minor, it could be major. And then, are you doing your business as business only? This also hit me like a ton of bricks. Are there parts of you that you're leaving behind? Many of these parts could be locked up in these patterns and unable to come out. So we're looking to find those pieces of ourselves and bring them forward, bring them with you, and you'll begin to stand out in your business. You'll lose that sense that we all can get of, I just feel and look the same of what everybody else is trying to do, and therefore it's not working and I can't do it, and all those things that happen. You can free yourself totally from that. So then the next step's integration. What of these new understandings, lessons, and wisdom do you notice is not represented in your business? So the things that you're discovering that are the gems of yourself, what's not being brought over into your business? And then lastly, expand. Look at what it is that you want without judgment. How can you integrate your new wisdom of what you just learned into the aspects of your work so that your business matches your business evolution matches your personal evolution? And it means that, another level of growth means another level of trust. So I whipped through that, and she spent almost 2 hours on this, and people had space and time to write. And she said, we're not even scratching the surface. So I want to post those questions, and it's going to be extremely different and personal for every single person. But the things that I started realizing and discovering were quite profound. And I can tell that they're just the little like pieces holding the dam closed. So I hope that that's helpful. I felt very moved to share it because I think it just matches up with where we're at, where we're going, how much I know each and every one of you wishes to grow and why you're here. So I look forward to deeper coaching in January, but I really hope that that starts a good conversation in yourself.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And then the idea is that once you get into that depth, then you can start assessing the brass tacks of your business. Like, hey, how many people are in my Facebook group? How many people are on my email list? You know, how many new people have I actually met and talked to in the last XYZ? You know, really assess all of that. Again, not from a place of judgment, but just to observe where the holes are, observe where the strengths are, observe where the growth can be, and then do the things that will allow that growth to happen because of the welling up of like of who you are and what you're supposed to grow and be. The last quote that she had, people don't buy your products, because everybody there was a wellness entrepreneur in business, a wellness woman entrepreneur. You know, I'm so sorry. Anyway, people don't buy your products, they buy you. And who are you willing to leave behind to become who you really are, meaning of yourself, to see what you're really capable of creating in the world. So, boom.
Yeah, and go back, look at your posts and see which ones get the most comments and the most love. And that tells you a lot if you've been doing this for a while. And they're always the ones that don't even really mention the products. They're really about you, and then your sales go up and you're like, sales went up and I barely even talked about it. It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
I can't wait to dive into this like really deeply.
Me too. Yeah. Well, if anyone has something else to share or questions, I think we could stop the recording and start some Q&A. Of course, there's Hoopla to chat about. That registration is going through December 21st, right?
27th, actually, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first conference. We just had Beauty Summit in September, but this is the first full SMD retail brand conference in San Francisco, right at home office. We get to tour home office. It's just going to be, it's incredibly, like the swag all by itself. They've never had so much swag, and it just wipes out. It literally wipes out what the ticket is. The ticket's $219, I think. Airfare, you know, we can clown pile in rooms, but I feel it's extremely important to be there, especially this first one. It's going to be I think it's going to be pretty small, about 100 some people are registered now.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be very intimate, and the way that you will connect with corporate and Jessica and Danielle and Mike, and they're all going to be there, and it's going to be really special in a way that I think will be very different in the future, just because of the amount of people and everything. So we're gonna start plugging that tomorrow, and whoever's registered, you know, hop on and tell your stories and say why and talk about your excitement. We can try to get as many of us there as possible.
And text either Amelia or me any pictures you've had from past Hooplas, beauty summits. If you're from Keith, from Stella, from ever, just with whomever, just send us those, because we'd love to make a fun collage and really, you know, and just really bond as a broader team.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, that's the first time that's happening as well.
What's
Yeah.
really fun about the swag too is from the Keep and Stella sides, it was always like a earning thing. There were levels and what did you accomplish to get this and that. And this is just like, come celebrate. Everybody gets all the swag, all the things.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know if it was like that at Beauty Summit, but that was sort of sometimes it could be like a really good feel good moment if you'd worked really hard and, maybe pulled through on that. But it could also be like a wah wah if you didn't. And so I love that it's not like that at all.
Yeah.
It's just come, here's your swag. And it was always like a top secret. What was it going to be? And I love the transparency with this whole hoopla experience, that it's just all laid out and come and just reach for it. I think it's great. So I was not planning to come, and I just said, wait, I'm crazy. What am I doing? I can't miss this. So I encourage you, if you have that like little gnawing feeling, which I had to assess if it was just like FOMO. Well, then I realized it probably was FOMO, but yeah, you don't want to miss this.
No, you don't.
And then I thought about all the practical reasons of why it's important to be in front of this. If you can, it's worth stretching. It's worth figuring it out. It's really hard right after the holidays. I know it's going to be a little tricky for me, but I kind of worked backwards. I just got the airfare and then started from there. So if you need someone to poke and prod you and tell you to come, just message me, because I'll do it. Because I listened to Leslie and Amelia and I did it.
It's going to be amazing. It's going to be great. Yeah. And I think you'll see moving forward that there's less of this like structured, tiered, like you're going to get this because you hit this and you're going to get this. It's very community. I think you'll love that.
Yeah. Yep. I think it's just, they're walking the walk of away from direct sales,
Yeah. Yeah.
And everybody's going to get a whole regimen. So all of the Keep and Stella girls who were like, I only have this part. I mean, they're going to be over the moon excited. It's going to be really, really great.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like $500 worth of swag.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Wait, Keep and Stella. So if I'm with Stella, I get a whole regimen? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
No,
yeah. So again, the dates are January 11th and 12th. It's like now. It's like a month from now.
Yeah.
And everyone is kind of moving their own mountain to get there for sure. And it's hard to explain what it's actually like, but the only thing is it's indescribable, and what it does is priceless. Whether you're old or new, especially if you're new and you go and it's just like, so.
Absolutely.
There'll be much more on that tomorrow.
And Amelia is a featured speaker. It's 5 leaders, and it'll be like 5 little TED Talks. They'll all be talking on a different topic. And it's so cool because it's Amelia and then our wonderful friends, Julie Ciardi, Dana Hanna. Who are the other 2? You, Julie, Dana.
I think that's it from Ever. Then yeah.
But how cool is that? I mean, it's just
cool.
So fun. So
my friend Willa from Keep is speaking.
Oh, nice.
She is the funniest person I have met in this company, and she's very authentic. She's Dutch, and she was asked to speak about like attracting customers and repeat sales and some things like that. And she's just really, really like fantastic. And she has all kinds of nuggets that she doesn't believe are nuggets. So I cannot wait to hear what she comes up with. And I wanted to tell this group that she told me a story that English is not her first language. And so public speaking can be a little tricky. And she was doing a live video about the lip gloss. And instead of saying plumping, she kept saying plumbing.
Oh.
And so it became this whole thing about the plumbing lip gloss.
That's hilarious.
And she said that everyone was so gracious, and like she ended up turning it into this whole way of just being herself and communicating with the customers, and everyone was completely fascinated and endeared by this plumbing lip gloss. So, I mean, she's really, really terrific. She just got a big promotion on the Keep side, and she could not be a better person to just speak about how she's branded her business. I mean, I think you will love her.
I can't wait to learn from the other brand leaders.
Yeah.
And everybody in the other brands about how to do that and how to do this all together. And it's going to be like a sponge.
It's going to be so much fun.
Yeah.
Yay.
Okay, ladies. I'm going to stop the recording. Thanks everybody for being on and watching the replay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.